Hey guys, here to talk about a little bit of the hip flexor. Hip flexor psoas major is a very large muscle, very powerful. It's primarily involved with hip flexion, either bringing the knees up or the trunk down. It can also be involved with a little bit of that lateral flexion as well. So if you're getting some low back pain on one side and not necessarily the other side, then you've probably got some tension running through here that's also pulling your torso this way. So essentially you would look like this and like this. So maybe you sit in a chair and you've got your hand on a mouse or something, and that's causing that tension through here. So lots of different reoccurring patterns in life that will lead to that type of a position. Biggest thing first is that we want to mobilize or release some of the tension in the deeper tissue, because the bulk of that muscle, the actual belly of that muscle, is deep inside the abdominal wall. So if it's running from the front edge of our lumbar spine and runs down to about here, you can see we've got this cross section through here. We've got to be able to attack through here. So I've got a couple different size balls. The first one here is, this is a bender ball. They also make something called a cordis ball. You can go to Walmart and get like a kid's play ball that will do the same trick, maybe something like an old rubber dodgeball type of situation. Always makes that twang. If you deflate it a bit, you can see this one's quite malleable. As we go through, there's not a lot of air in here. Maybe it's 2/3 filled with air. That's going to allow us to sink into the abdominal. You can also use something like the size of a softball. This is a yoga tune-up ball. Same idea though. I find this is a little more effective because it allows us to breathe and sink into it. This is going to be a little more acute, and you have to really know where you're going. In general, we're going to look for your hip flexor and the front edge of your hip. We're going to go right in between those 2 points. So my belly button and the front edge of my hip, my ASIS is right here, and I'm going to aim right in between. Generally speaking, that's going to be where we're going to find a lot of the tension. We can go up a few inches, we can also go down a few inches as we're hanging on the ball. It's really quite simple. I'm going to do this side. So again, I'm going to look to place the ball there. I'm going to lay down, face down, and then looking to breathe diaphragmatically or taking those nice deep yoga breaths. I'm going to roll in and around. And then as I start to find a little bit of tension, then I start breathing. As you find that it gets a little more uncomfortable, you're probably on the right spot. You can move gently around in that area as well as you go. Okay, you can slightly shift off to the side. You might find some fun things in through the oblique tendons and QL area as well as you rotate across the back. Make sense? Same principle with the ball, with a smaller ball. I'd find that same position and then just sink down onto it. I generally speaking suggest people start with a broader surface and then work towards a smaller surface as you identify more specifically what's going on. You can also then take a foam roller and then start to attack more of the superficial fibers of it down along the front edge of your quads. You're probably already doing that anyways, because typically we see hip flexor tension followed by quad tension as well. So chances are you've already been rolling through here. Now we're just looking at really chase that up into the origin of the old issues. So I'm also going to make a video that's going to partner all this stuff with some good active dynamic stretching as well. So we remember, whenever we roll, we want to make sure we perform a general survey of the area. So in this case, I'm going to roll up and down, identify the tightest spot, and then I'm going to hang out on that tight spot, that spot that gives us the most feedback. Take another deep breath, wait for it to relax a little bit. Usually we'd add range of motion. It's going to be more difficult here to add range of motion. Think about just instead sinking and breathing into that position. Okay? Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.